So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the North Hobart Oval, the spiritual home of Tasmanian football, and it is Relive the Rivalry. The Big V have travelled over the straight, and they're taking on the mighty map that is Tasmania. It was in 1990 when Tasmania came out with that very, very hard-fought victory, and it's a couple of years ago through muscle dystrophy. If I can get that word out in a minute, I'll
muscle dystrophy.
Thank you very much. I'll introduce those co-commentators out there beautifully now. That is a third version of this game. In the first year, Tasmania had a close 10-point victory, and then, of course, the last game got over by 2 points, and we are in for a crackerjack game, and it is Andrew, can't pronounce his word, Silver Fox Hopwood in the main commentary position. I'm also welcomed by Tubes. Tubes, welcome along.
Thanks, Hoppy. It's a great day here at North Hobart Oval. What a backdrop. And Tasmania certainly turned it on for today, that's for sure.
And representing the Big V, we've got Mark Stone. Stoney, you've made the big trek across. You must be feeling cock-a-hoot to be here at the great football oval that is North Hobart.
Well, the greatest ground in Australia, Hop, and this is a ground. The first time I ever come to Tasmania, I've seen the North Hobart Oval to my right-hand side, coming down the highway there. But Hop, today I'm very excited about the Victorian team. A close win last year, but some of the players running around. I ran into Tony Liberatore this morning at the market, Hop, and he
ran into him or ran over him?
He nearly ran over him, Hop, but looking forward to a fantastic contest.
Well, not only have we got some great players, but I think what about we touch base on our coaches today, and the coach of the Tasmanian team, Peter John Hudson AM. Of course, many years ago, up in the Valley of Love, started kicking around as a teenager and was taken over to Melbourne, and is one of the greats and legend status of football, of course, for Hawthorn. I'm not sure which highlight we should pick out, Tubes, but I like the one when he played at the TCA, one of his comeback games to Tasmania. He kicked 18 goals, and in the best player award in the William Leach, he only got 2 votes. I think that's pretty harsh for a full forward, getting 18 and only getting 2 votes.
Yeah, probably if it had slotted through 19, he might have got the 3, but that's ridiculous, isn't it?
Well, the theory was Danny Ling got him down to him, so I'm not really sure about that. And also Stoney, for the coach of the All-Stars, David Rees-Jones. What a hard nut he was. Of course, started out with the Sydney Swans, but played his best football with my beloved Blues, and it was in 1987 that he took the coveted Norm Smith medal. So we've got some great lineage out there, their boys mentoring these great players, Stoney.
Yeah, Reese is a great fella. Actually had a bit to do with Reese during the VFL season this year on ABC TV, but he's very excited. So much so, Hop, before the game, he didn't have a team sheet, didn't know who his team was, and used magnets and put him where he thought they could play. So he's excited about the big contest today.
Well, Tubes, I know that you've been really squatting up for this game. I'd love you to just sort of take me through some of those Tasmanian greats that have made their way to North Hobart Oval, and I dare say, by way of leading you in, you and I had a chat to Russell Robinson. So, Tubes, if you just sort of highlight some of the great players that are out there today.
Oh, look, it's a team of superstars today, Hoppy. We've got a lot of Tassie boys that have represented their state in the AFL. You know, running through here, we've got Brodie Holland, Michael Gale, Simon Minton-Connell, Simon Taylor, Paul Hudson, Simon Atkins, Russell Robinson. Coming right down a little bit further, Ben Beams. Tons of players out there. Heaps of forward line pressure in both sides, actually. As Stoney alluded to, David Rees-Jones was really struggling to figure out what was going on with his forward line. He said, I'm not sure who I'm going to put in the forward line. And we just said, just put whoever's in the forward line back and just rotate it like a mini-league game.
Now, Tubes, what about the great number 9, Costello? What's his... there he is there on screen. Have a look at him. I tell you what, he is cut. He's trimmed down for it.
Yep.
His wife's just dropped the second foal, Costello, so he's a father for the second time. And I tell you what, it looks like the old champion has really been in the gym squatting up for this game. How do you see his form?
Absolutely. His form would be described as average at best. He's a bit nervous. I was talking to him before the game. He does seem a bit nervous. He had the shirt and tie on. He looked like a footballer. Whether he is a footballer or not, Hoppy, remains to be seen. I'll be watching him with very close eyes from the top commentary position up here.
Okay, so Stoney, of course, you've flown over with the Vic All-Stars. let's have a little bit of info prior to the national anthem on them.
I'll tell you what, the Ego Maniacs on this side, we've got Fevola and Modra in the forward line. How are they going to go? But Champion, Libertori and Fevola all in good nick. And Christou also looking in fine fettle, and off that half-back you'll be hearing plenty of woofs during the game, Hop.
Yeah, they certainly were, as we're seeing the players lining up now, ladies and gentlemen, for the national anthem. I tell you what, when you put that Guernsey on, that is one of the best football Guernseys you'll ever want to see, as these men are representing their code and, much more importantly, a great cause.
Great crowd, great lines around the block before the game.
Oh,
amazing.
ladies and gentlemen, it's going down Ryde Street through Argyle and back up through the strip where the lattes are here in Hobart, as there's Brendon Fevola just lining up for the Big V. So it's almost in readiness here, ladies and gentlemen, as we'll go down and hear our announcer, and we'll have the national anthem.
I think it might be a minute silence, actually, Jess.
There we go. I thought they were going to do the national anthem as well there, Stoney. They've just got a minute of silence for all the people that are suffering from muscle dystrophy. We hope that this will highlight the fact that there are people out there who care, and they've come in through the gate to give of their money. And let's hope that money goes to this great cause.
Quite an interesting point there. Richard Champion ran through the huddle there of the Tasmanian team there. Hop, bit of frivolity before the start of the game.
Yes, I'd like everyone now to keep their eye. And we can see that little fella there, number 45 as well, Tubes, Nathan Ross, the champion from New Norfolk. It'll be interesting to see how he steps up. He hasn't gone into the TSL, but he has been a gun in the SFL, so I'm expecting big things from him. I also want you guys to see some key matchups out there. We'll be keeping our eye on things, and who is going to take the first hanger, because we've got plenty out there who have the ability to get up high.
With note, boys, Matthew Woolridge, state fullback for Tasmania, gone straight to Brendon Fevola and Tony Modra down there, so watch that with anticipation.
Tubes, just have a look who Simon Atkins has picked up on. I can't see it on from where my vantage point, but there'll be a close eye on Simon Atkins this afternoon.
Darren Winter, it looks like. Yeah, Darren Winter. Straight to Simon Atkins. Obviously, Simon's stacked on a few since his playing days, but I've been told that he's very elusive around the ball, Stoney.
Yeah, absolutely elusive around the ball, and he won't move too much from that half-forward flank.
Well, the ball has gone down. It comes out to Gale. He goes to attempt the don't argue. Good chain of handballs. Fletcher, who is also very well known for how good he's been with his hands at all the clubs that he has played with, has come out wide towards Bourne. And Tasmania have just got their dukes on the ball early as Faulkner has taken that mark. Comes out towards Minton Connell. And I tell you what, he's taken a mark early, and after last year, when you went in there, I think he had a very big pre-season for Casino last year, Tube, so that was a very nice mark early in this year.
Yeah, walked in and took out more than he thought, but here we go, Minton Connell, very, very straight kick, great champion for Sydney Swans and Carlton as well.
All right, so Minton Connell, we've got the camera right behind him, comes up deliberately looking at the goal. That's a very nice looking kick, and it's just eased across to the right. Fair amount of tape on those legs, gentlemen, but that has just wavered across. I thought for a minute that one is going to be put through, but it is the first score to Tasmania, and Tubes, you'd be pleased with their form early.
Very happy with that form, finding a lot of space. We did say earlier that, wow, big talk from Christou right to the middle of the ground. That's unbelievable.
Well, that was circa Barry Round. I saw him do that one of the games he came down here playing for Victoria. He just put it through from centre. And Christou, the great from Carlton, has put that from a long way down. And I tell you what, if this man gets in front for Fevola, he was on Timmy Hazel, and he's decided to just run round, put it across his body, and goes a bit too much. Rather nonchalant there, Stoney, I would have thought, but through for the minor score.
I think he's just tricking Fev, because if he was fed him, he could have gone back and kicked that one. So he's probably just warming up Fev before the afternoon starts.
Well, a lovely kick in there by Beam, spotting up the man out there in Blizzard. Blizzard goes back inside to Hazel. I think he'd love to get his hands on the ball after that slight embarrassment of the ease of Fevola. I tell you what, it was almost like he was fighting out of the wrong weight division though there, as the ball comes back into that forward line. Minton Connell, who took a very nice mark, cleverly tries to evade that one, but working his way forward is Zanotti, who had his colours lowered a few minutes ago. Lovely work by Liberatore. You can see them moving the ball forward through Baldwin, but it is Fletcher who picks that ball up. And I tell you what, Jude, he is looking pretty fit, and he has lost nothing.
Absolutely smooth. And look at this, all the space in the world down there for Russell Robinson, who probably went off there. He did. He's handballed over the top to his best mate, Brody Holland, and we've got another goal for the Tassie team.
Gee, that reminded me of Harlem Globetrotters time there. It was a little bit of have a look at this, have a look at that. And Tasmania are up and about, and it's the first goal there to Brody Holland.
Brilliant work from Brody Holland. Like I said earlier, I think Tasmania might have the run. They looked a little bit fitter in the rooms, didn't they, boys? But the experience of the Big V, don't underestimate that.
Now, Tubes, on the picture there before, is that is that Jungle? Is that Jungle over the other side?
Big Jungle, of course. He has been playing that horn for the Hobart Football Club for a long time. As Atkins goes back, obviously sun got in his eye, and is speared in, and Zanotti caught behind, and Minton Connell has taken that mark, and it's a fair unit to get around as well, I would have thought, Tubes.
Begging for 50 there too, he was. He's got up a bit sore, but I imagine that it's been a while since he's had a kick. These Tasmanian boys, as I said, getting the run all over it, and I think the jockey might have got a hit out there, boys, in the middle.
Minton Connell with 2 kicks at goal. I was about to say, do you think there's any pressure on him given he missed that first one? But he's gone back there and slotted that one through as the jungle drums are flowing, and it's Minton Connell's first, Tasmania's second, ladies and gentlemen. They are up and about 2-1-13 to pick one goal. Any concerns in these early stages, Stoney?
I'm very concerned because the Tasmanian players are just getting the ball with ease. The Victorian midfielders can't seem to get their hands on the ball, and Tassie are playing a good style of footy.
It certainly helps when you've got a man down there 7.5 feet tall, just sort of putting it down to your on-ballers. As Victoria get that one out, coming through with the big punch. Fletcher is over it. He's held up in play. That's a very forceful tackle. And he's just held up in that one, and it's going to be a ball.
Fletch walked in 5 minutes before the game and said, where's my jumper? I've just put my jumper on, just walk out and have a kick.
Tell you what, he just looks so fit, so there's no doubt about that. As that ball now through succession of handballs, that was Caton.
He's done a hammy.
Oh, no.
He has.
That's no good at all. That is Baldwin, and he might have gone. It has been said that could be the old man's injury, and I put it to you, Stoney, he has down and out.
He's gone. He's finished. To see the old back of the hamstring, and he's in big trouble.
I dare say it won't be the last of that either.
Yeah.
It went hard too.
He's
just shaking hands and said, "No, that's me. I'm cooked.
Finished.
I'm cooked." Bad luck for Jason Baldwin there.
So the ball comes out. That was nicely roved by Shepherd in his attempt to bring that ball back. Not quite far enough, and he's got a bit of action happening in the hair there too. It's been just a little bit sunny sometimes and not.
Now tell me this, Hoppy, do you think we may see a Tassie boy put on the Big V at half-time because of these amount of injuries coming to the Big Vits?
Well, you know what, Tubes, there's a few in the crowd who got Big V jumpers on, so we'll see how we go.
So it's Smith who drives that ball forward, backing back. Just couldn't quite get their hands to it, but Tasmania are working hard and they butter up as Darcy gets that handball out. Nicely worked to Beams. Oh, he's taken very high. He might have thrown the head back just slightly there, just to make sure the umpire saw it. And I think Fevola has mentioned that as well. So now it is Beams who runs around every other week for the university. And it is beautifully worked there by the Valley of Love veteran. Comes back out, but Dimartina backing back and taking a very nice mark. As he looks to come back inboard, he does so, but Fletcher just drifting across the pack. Beautiful work, and he goes onto that trusted left boot.
Unbelievable work from the Tassie boys, just finding their targets much better than the big V as it comes into Robinson.
So that was good pass there by Faulkner, who had time and space in front of him. And coming out, as you boys mentioned, was Russell Robinson. And he is going to line up for the third goal here for the great Tasmanian team as he leans back. I think he's gone a little bit to the left, and tell you what, that was magnificent goal umpiring as he was just almost bruised his shoulder there, and it's put through for one behind Stoney.
Tubes, did Russell Robinson play a couple of games this year on the coast?
Yeah, he did. He played for the Two Blues, his former club up there at Penguin.
Okay.
Had a couple of games up there, and somebody else, I can't remember who it was, but they had a couple of big names. Mickey O'Loughlin, I think it was.
Yeah, good point.
I think Mickey O'Loughlin played up there as well, for maybe it might have been at Latrobe, but that ball now comes out to Winter. Winter, of course, came from Geelong, came down to Clarence, had a very successful playing career, then went on to Burnie and back on to Clarence, and now at Lauderdale, still coaching Caper as Fevola goes up, and he couldn't quite take it. They've got a very strong forward line, Stoney, but they've got to get the onion down there.
Oh, smooth moves from the jockey there, Nathan Ross from the Valley of Love.
Ross will be one of the ones to look for, Tubes, because he's carrying some fitness on board, as now running through, trying to get where was born. He just runs over the top, and seeing that through is Caton. So any moves you two gentlemen would make at these early stages?
I'd put get another three players out of the interchange and put them on the ball, because Victorians are getting smashed around the ball, Tubes, and Tasmania clean set of heels.
Absolutely. I wouldn't change anything about the Tassie side at the moment, but if I was Victoria, I'd be putting a few extra players in the back line. It's just flooded up a bit and stem the flow of easy balls into the forward line.
Dimartina is getting plenty of the ball, comes out to McLean. Handball off to Smith. We know this will be a reasonably long kick if he actually goes to Buddy, goes to hand. Champion, who looks very, very fit. He'd be very much liking the conditions. It's beautiful, balmy conditions. And the big Bull Baker comes out and gets a lovely lead. He's lost nothing, the best and fairest from the Melbourne Football Club. Comes over to Danaher. Danaher goes a bit of a pass to Modra. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt, as he's just sort of saying you should have put your hand up a bit higher. And what a great player and a good servant to AFL he has been, Stoney.
I reckon Terry Danaher never stopped playing footy. I think he's still playing up the country somewhere, a bit part-time footy.
He certainly is, as Tasmania very cleverly get that tap out. It's McLean, though, who runs over the ball, comes towards Fletcher. Fletcher, with every possession, has used it wisely. Beautiful pick-up now by Bourne. Gets the one over now to Robinson. And Robinson, who hasn't really drifted too far downfield, he's just stayed inside the 25-metre mark, and he's going back for a second shot. You'd like to see him kick this one, Tubes, after he hooked that one a little bit from right to left.
Well, the first one was obviously a practice, Hoppy, so here we go. We'll see him send this one home. Here we go. Bang.
He has certainly done so. It's gone the other side, but the umpire said that'll be good enough for me, and Robinson has kicked another goal. So Tasmania are really going nicely here in the Relive the Rivalry, as they have moved on to 3 goals, and the Victorians have yet to trouble the scorer in the goal department, Stoney.
Now, I know that in this Victorian team that the players still having a kick. Liberatory still plays Super Fools. Favola's the coach next year of the Yarrawonga Pigeons and the interleague coach. Who else have we got? Sean Smith still runs around, and Troy Luff and Christou still have a go. So they've got some players that play the game still, but Tassie just dominating the game.
They certainly are. I think the beauty so far is exactly what we just showed there, that they are teaming up so beautifully. They are sharing the onion around. They are working hard. That was Zanotti there, who showed a bit of pride in his performance. He went in very hard and he took that ball like the consummate defender out wide, and it is now a boundary throw in. They're fighting very hard. Nice tap back into that dangerous area as a defender. You don't want to see it there. Comes out towards Winder, who goes to soccer. Didn't get down as low this time, but that man there, we know he'll guarantee he'll get down the lowest. As Tony Liberatore, the Brownlow medalist. We're not talking schmucks out there, gentlemen. We've got some quality players.
Now, Hoppy, just really quickly, coming on for his first run of the day, taking Ben Beams off to give him a rest is the big guy, Brett Costello, the media man from down here in southern Tasmania. He's a big deal. He's got a big set of thighs as he runs out to a centre-half back to play on the big bull, Baker.
Well, he's got the big thighs, because I know I live down there at Cremorne, and I've seen him in the sand dunes doing a big pre-season, because he just wants to get over the ground a little bit now. Have a look at him there. He's just saying, I want to get out a little bit of space, just try and get my dukes on the ball and get a lazy kick, Stoney.
The barrel-chested Brent Costello.
Very barrel-chested.
He's playing a loose man in defence there.
Yes. Do you think that's a loose man in defence, or do you think the Victorians are saying this bloke, I think we can just give him a little bit of latitude. Comes over the back, and Caton takes it through for the -4, and it is Tasmania who move on to 21 to Victoria, 2 points, as Christou goes on that trusted and very reliable left foot, gets it on to Di Martina, and he has been a fantastic player. And look at him now teaming up as Karras picks up that ball, pushing it forward. Fevola just gets his man under it. He decides to pass it off to the great Modra, and he's played in front, and he has put that one up. He got the better position there, Stoney, and you couldn't get round him.
No, you're right there, Hop, and good teaming by Big Fev, and got onto his teammate. I know I have a bit of a joke before the game in the change rooms about who kicked the most goals today.
So we're lining it up now, bringing it in, and that familiar Locks just goes back, and he has slotted that one through for a much-needed goal to the Big V. That's just what they need. They're up and about now with their first goal. They move on to 1 goal, 2-8. Tasmania still there on 21. What about that match up down there, Tubes? How do you see that one?
Well, they've got
Woolridge.
Woolridge. They've got Woolridge on Modra. I'm not sure that that's the best bet. Maybe he doesn't have the pace to go with Fevola, who's still very fit and playing, as we said, in the ovens and Murray League.
Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they've just gone with Hazel, because Hazel is a fit-looking unit down there. Oh, hang on. We've called a free kick off the boundary umpire there. Anyway,
just a little bit over anxious to get inside there, so they just go through a succession of handballs. Getting down there, the man in front couldn't quite take the ball. As you saw Winder come in and just a big spoil, as he's renowned for that tough defensive style. And it goes back towards the centre-half back there in Richard Champion, who moves it on towards Christou. This looks a little bit better from the Big V as it comes out towards Smith. He just tried to arch his back, and Di Martina goes the handball back out wide. But in comes Struthers, who's particularly well over the ball, towards Holland now. But it is now Di Martina. They're starting to get their hands on the ball a little bit more now, Stoney.
Starting to run a bit, which is really good. Liberatore's starting to get his hand on the footy.
Well, it might have been held without the ball, but it is Bourne who picks that one up. Bourne goes forward, and it goes out now. Oh, look at that. They decided to give that one out to Poulton, but it was just a little bit over Amorous there, and he couldn't quite bring that one in, as Christou showed a little bit of candy there. He just tempted him to come in and get it, but he couldn't do so. So Liberatore picks that one up, and now it is Victoria through O'Loughlin.
First time you've called his name in a while there, Hoppy. You know, I'd expect him to come into the game a little bit more.
Excuse me, and it was Crouch as well as one we needed, 2 Tubes, and it is Fevola who's taken this one in, and this is the sort of bread and butter shot outside 50 Tubes you'd expect the big man to go back and get.
I remember him kicking one from a similar position at the Adelaide Oval a few years ago. But anyway.
So Fevola goes back. It's a big, strong kick. It's right in there as Modra tried to get up particularly high. They've got the numbers back here as picking that ball up. How about that? That was big work.
Simon Taylor.
It's big Simon Taylor. Of course, I remember on this ground playing for the Devils. And
I remember.
Who would have thought that he would have gone on? So he decided through his studies, I think, Stoney. He went over to Victoria at university, went through the Box Hill, and then was recruited and played some fantastic games for the Hawthorn Football Club.
Good story, actually, it was. And remember Matthew Armstrong saying this kid can really play many moons ago.
So Zanotti gets that backhand ball out towards Christou, and Christou just goes long and direct to O'Loughlin. Now their opportunity that they well supported there, and they can't see anyone, so he's decided to go long. Back in towards... Up! Oh, beauty! And I think he's found someone, sees Modra just back there, and he's right outside the square, and the crowd loved that one.
That was beautiful work. And he's just giving him, just giving him out to Modra there. You'd think he'd go back and drill a few, but obviously trying to get the confidence up of Tony Modra.
Well, Modra now going back for his second goal, and he has slipped that one through. But I put it to you, Timmy Hazel almost bowed his head and said, "Go on, Fev, do your best. Get up on there, son," and made it nice and easy for him. And he has put that one through, and the Vic Stoney, they are making a very nice comeback.
You know, it's when players have played at this level, their pride. Fev is still playing football, and as I said, he's had some three really good seasons at the Pigeons in Yarrawonga over the last few years. We look at the crowd and the crowd in the ground, which is quite good. But he's got a lot of pride, so he's going to try and do really well for the Vics.
I think that's exactly what the thing will kick in as Karras takes a nice mark. Holland puts the tackle on, and Victoria through Winter gets the handball back across to Caton, and they are moving very nicely now as that comes towards the half-forward flank. Fevola comes out, he can't quite get it, comes back down towards Taylor, getting the handball back across, and that's very nicely worked. You're going to be in trouble, son, as Bourne goes back across to Gale, back in board, and that was magnificent work to Big Peter Street.
Oh,
he is a
Mickey
colossus as Mickey O now picks that one up, gets it back, and it's going into TD, getting the handball back over there, really sharing the ball about as Baldwin now has gone that one extra handball tubes.
We could see another hamstring here from Atkins, but he's done all right to take it out.
Is he okay?
Oh, he's all right. He's okay. But Fev and Simon Taylor were going out a little bit after that contest down in the pocket here. Fevola might have been giving a little bit of action to Taylor, but that's all right.
Well, we've got a ring in tubes.
Huh?
We've got to find out who's wearing the number 10 Guernsey for Victoria. So we've got someone come off the interchange bench that I know nothing about.
We'll find that out. We've got some due diligence. We'll certainly get down to the huddle.
Huddles, yeah, we'll find out.
And find that out. There's a bit of direction coming there from Polton as we are certainly getting deep into this first quarter. Very, very hot conditions with these men. They are gladiators, and they have certainly been working hard towards this game, as you can see from the way they're looking as Toddy Pepper comes through. Going into Robinson, he didn't need a building there to come up. Oh, he's taken a little cheeky one. Gets the handball across, and I think it might have been Shepherd. Yep. And he said, "Thanks very much, I'm on the scoreboard," and Tasmania are good enough now to get that answering goal, and that's their fourth for the game.
A lot of hang time there from Robertson. He sort of jumped onto no one and then floated. Beautiful work.
Certainly is, and so now Tasmania with that quick answer. That's always the sign of a good team, Stoney, that the team can answer that goal.
Yeah, with their forward, Robinson's causing a whole lot of trouble for the Victorian backline. We're 20 minutes into the first quarter, Hop, so nearly, I think they're on the 25-minute quarters possibly.
All right, so the ruckman go up. That was Peter Street, gets it out. But Victoria, they're trying to work hard as the great Mickey O picks that ball up.
The old
He's trying to just do the police work there and get some action. And Hazel has gone down and taken a very nice mark. I love the way he just drifted across the pack. Comes out toward Atkins. He's got his dukes on that one. Lovely succession of handballs. Comes back towards Pepper. He goes back into that corridor. That was a dangerous area to be in. You don't want to be about when that one comes over as Faulkner goes in particularly hard. And the boundary has seen it across, and it'll be a boundary throw in there on the, what was the Deaf and Dumb Institute side, Stoney?
Was it really? Okay, Hop. These players, how long it's going to be before the weather conditions take control, whether those hamstrings become tighter and they're calling for the water more and more, and players are actually on their knees. It won't be long enough.
Well, last year they called for the thermos and full of soup and the hot cloth to try and keep the circulation going. I put it to you this, they'll have the ice vests out there. Ladies and gentlemen, for those who are viewing this from around the planet, going live through Duff TV, it is a very, very balmy. It'd be, 33-4 out there,
It's
Stoney?
pretty warm, mate, to walk around the ground before I had to take the shirt off. It was that hot.
You can see there.
Suntan lotion, all that
It's
sort of stuff.
very, very warm out there, Tubes.
Yes, very hot as Fev just chips it over, gives away another goal to TD.
Have you seen Fevola being Just so unselfish as he just slipped that one. I don't think he's got a goal himself yet.
No, he hasn't. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's doing. Maybe trying to rekindle his love for giving it away. You know, the nature of what this day's all about, to give to muscular dystrophy. He's given away a few goals.
Tubes, look who's we've got Brent Costello, who's lined up on Brendon Fevola. That's a Hoppy. That's a very much a mismatch, that one.
Well, I think he's going to tell him all about it.
Yeah.
He says, you guys make sure that I get a mark, otherwise I'm going to get on Channel 6 on Win TV tonight, and I'm going to just make up a story that is just going to go out there that you won't like, so be gentle to me. I think that's why Hudson's put him down there. He's a pretty shrewd operator. As Tasmania now, through Hudson, he's gone onto that left. They've spread the ball with beautiful modern-day footballers. Benny Beams has just gone high, wide, and not quite so handsome, and it's gone too far. So Christou, I think it's just on the line, so it'll be a boundary throw in very deep into this first quarter. Very entertaining game as Tasmania are 27, Victoria 20. Just waiting for the big ruckman here, Tubes.
I'll tell you what could come into this, boys, is not just fitness but also rotations. Tasmania seem to have 4 or 5 different players on the bench than Victoria. They got a very vast bench. Victoria struggling.
Well, they are, so that could play into Tasmania's hands. I think it might have been a flight delay. Tasmania might have done that on purpose or diverted that flight from Melbourne to Hobart via Sydney.
I have a concern, Hoppy, that have we got any timekeepers? Because this quarter may go forever.
How long have we been playing there, Stoney?
22 minutes in the first quarter.
He's going the barrel.
Here it is. Fevola has kicked that from a long way. Oh, has that goal umpire got no sense of theatre? That has gone through. Dead set goal. He's got to review that one, and we've got a replay of that. I could have sworn that one's gone through for the. What about you up there?
I had a perfect look at that, boys,
Tubes
from where I'm sitting, and that went right on the inside of the big goal post. Goal for mine.
Dear, oh dear.
Was that from, how far was that, Tube?
67 metres probably.
Okay.
Yeah, he just laced it.
Beautiful.
It's gone through goal high too, which is, obviously a little bit difficult to tell for the goal umpire. And the goal umpire's down there with his hands in the air saying, sorry mate, I've called it point. Can't take it back.
Gee whiz, but it would have been nice to see the big one going, as now Victoria are really starting to come into this game. As Caton gets that handball back across, they're getting some loose men. Smith, he puts the big burners on as he goes hard in towards Danaher. He can't pull it back, and it's going to need another boundary throw in.
Isn't it amazing that the old legs and the hamstrings don't go when you get older? They don't go as quick as you want them to, or they used to in the past.
The old mind is,
knock a hit out there, boys.
He's got a stat. As that ball is going close towards the line, and Tasmania are just fumbling slightly, but they're able to pick that ball up and go out wide, and well picked up by Gale. Gale going back in towards Fletcher. That was just classy play. Now Holland picks it up. Goes one bounce. He's going to look inside. He can see someone on a beautiful lead out towards Shepherd, and he has taken a very, very comfortable mark as Shepherd is looking for someone to go to. He knows he got that last one as a gift, so he's trying to. Oh, he goes the old inside out. I'll go the other way. Now goes onto that left boot. Oh, look at this work. Beautifully played as Benny Beams was left all unattended there, Tubes, and he has slopped that one through for a goal.
You can't give Ben Beams that sort of space. Champion at Melbourne and Glenorchy, and coached there last year, and he went to the Uni Footy Club for a bit of fun with his mates as well last year. This year just gone. And brilliant player, terrific on the left, a little bit of check side action.
Tubes, was he initially the first Tassie Devil captain back when?
I think he might have been.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that one.
Very, very good player for the Tassie
There we
Devils.
go.
As, ladies and gentlemen, the siren has gone here for quarter time. Very, very entertaining opening as the Tasmanian boys got out very, very quickly off the mark, and they've shot to that lead at 34. But I tell you what, Victoria has really weaved their magic and got back into this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're enjoying the coverage as we're going to take a quick break now, as we'll go down to the huddles and we'll report back to you very, very shortly. So all is in readiness for the second quarter. So, Tubes, I saw that you went down to the Tasmanian huddle. What do you got to report from down there?
Well, they're taking it very seriously, Hoppy, and Peter Hudson was loving about how much the crowd are into it and how much run they've got and just keep it going. They were very keen to get back out there too, mate.
All right, Stoney from the Vic huddle.
Well, we've had a bit of a change, and Michael put Darcy wearing number 32 for Victoria, Hop. So they've made a bit of a ring in and a change because of the injury to Baldwin.
And I believe also that number 10, the mystery man, was Michael Tate. And the ball has gone over. I think there might have been a quick goal. We better have another look at that one.
That was actually Benny Beams, I think, snapped that goal in.
Yeah,
Benny Beams, very clever player, Tubes.
Yeah, very, very good on the left foot, mate. He's going to kick goals all day if he's playing down forward like that. You just can't give him the space.
Very nicely done. And I noticed, of course, the legend, Tubes, Peter Hudson, was very, very happy with the way in which they went about their football, the Tasmanian team.
Absolutely, mate. And he said to us right at the end there, I'm taking blokes off who are getting too many kicks. I don't think he is doing that, though. There's plenty of blokes out there getting a lot of the ball.
That's tremendous work there. So Tassie have got a little bit of distance between them now. That was a very nice tackle by McLean, and he's gone back in to get it again. Fletcher has just not looked, he hasn't missed a beat so far. He's just looked like he's going to control the ball as Crouch now goes forward. Fevola, he tries the in-out, gets the soccer off the ground, and he has slipped that one through for a goal. Fevola, yo beauty!
That was a skill on that, Tubes, Hop. That was just amazing. Turned his player inside out, used a little bit of a foot candy there and off the ground. Seen you with the goals and perfect executed drop kick off the ground, Hop, for a goal.
Lovely work by there, and I tell you what, he was very, very filthy, wasn't he, about that big bomb that he kicked, Tubes.
Yeah, he was.
He reckoned that certainly went in for a goal.
Yeah, certain goal, but had the right bend on it too off the ground there. Beautiful work, harder than it looks.
Certainly was. So that was a nice goal by Fevola. And just when we thought Tasmania were going to run away with the game, they've come back very, very nicely. And if they could just string a couple in a row as it comes towards Kate and he doesn't get it, he tries to push him away, goes the don't argue towards Ross, but he will not go away as Dimartina now drives them forward, comes out towards Tate. Tate now towards O'Loughlin. He sells that candy and a lovely pass in towards Danaher, the leading forward, as he has done for his beloved Bombers for many a year, has been the man in front and taking that mark.
I tell you what, Hop and Tubes, he's really dangerous when he gets to footy and looks like he hasn't missed a bit. Michael O'Loughlin is a really important player in the Victorian midfield.
Do you think he needs to be looked after a bit, Tubes?
No, as he hits the post there, TD. I think you can tell a lot when you go out there and you look at these blokes in the leg area. These blokes, you look at their legs and you can tell whether they're fit or not. Michael O'Loughlin has got the skinniest ankles on anyone I've ever seen. He is still fit, make no mistake about that.
He is a thoroughbred and he could be running around in the first weekend in November. There is no doubt about that. He just oozes class, does the 300-game veteran for the Sydney Swans. As Liberatore gets that ball, fires that one in towards Modra, because Modra would very much like it up in the air. As Hudson now claims that ball, he turns back around. It is Champion who overruns the ball, but have a look at the ferocity that they're going in there as Toddy Pepper is over it, gets it out towards Ross. He then gets another handball towards Fletcher. Fletcher goes one way. He's got time and space. He reminds me very much of the great Diesel Williams. He plays in that manner, doesn't he? Sometimes he could be perceived as he's slow, but he gets the handball out, and it is Hudson there, Tubes, that does some great finishing work for Tasmania.
Brilliant work by the captain for Tassie. He'd be doing his dad proud out there. A captain-coach combination with father-son. You don't see that very often.
Certainly is, and didn't he forge a great career, Tubes? Of course, it would have been under the pump, going under the tutelage of great legend status of his dad, but he carved out a very, very good career in AFL football.
Absolutely. He was a champion for the Bulldogs and the Hawks and kicked a lot of goals too.
No doubt about that, as that ball comes back in and it sees Tasmania now on 46, Victoria 28. As the big men go up, it is Street yet again, and he is a very, very tall unit. You might get older, Tubes, but you don't lose your height when you're coming up from that standard. It is Tate now, gets the handball out to Dimartina. The first thing he got the ball with the experience was run backwards, and it comes out to Karras. Karras pulling that one back and driving it towards the goal, but it is gone Too far, high, wide and handsome, and through for the minor score.
Phil Karras, a former South Launceston player, and played some work with Port Melbourne also. So should have kicked that goal and missed the goal, but Victoria need a goal at this point, I reckon.
I certainly do, as Hazel gets that kick in. Well done by Bourne. Comes back out towards McLean. He goes on his left foot. Doesn't quite get big purchase on that one, and doesn't go the required distance for where Fevola would have liked it. And Tasmania are able to mop that one up with good defensive work. Beautiful fly there by Fletcher. Goes towards Ross. But Rivalry, he says, have a look at this one, Fletch. I'm going to run away from you, as he drives that ball back towards Fevola. As he just slips the leg out and protects the area. He runs around, it bends it towards the goals, and it is just touched as we see that one now. And Fevola just puts his head down because he would have really liked that. It was a very, very nice work. I love the way he protected the area the ball was going to drop.
Yeah, he would have kicked that 9 times out of 10, but missed that one.
All right, so we're back here live as Hudson tries to pick up the ball. He can't do so. He decides to tap it on. I think the umpires deemed that was a little bit too high, and the free kick will go to Woolridge, who I think actually got the best on ground in the last game, Stoney.
I think he did. You think you got the money there?
Very, very good player, and leading out and still looking very, very fit. Was that Modra going back there? No, that was Zanotti who's moved down back. Sorry, Zanotti comes out wide, and that's O'Donnell. Just a lovely kick. Now it's Tate, picks that ball up, looks inside, getting a run with Shepherd by Smith. Very, very clever, going back inboard towards Caton. They're certainly moving the ball a little bit better now, Stoney.
Yeah, they are. Liberatore's getting a lot more of the ball, and he's a really important player and dangerous player. As I said, still playing around super fools and still getting a kick that's a bit high there to the Tasmanians.
I think Victoria just need to move the ball a bit quicker, because Tasmania had a lot of time there to run back and fill up the space. So obviously a little bit of work to be done for Victoria. They're probably struggling to move it quicker, the poor buggers. All
right, so Crouch, he's over the ball. Carr, now he gets it out very nicely, and Liberatore is starting to get some influence on this game. He's overcooked that kick, and Beams was able to just come in and chip that one. Oh, it's gone the wrong way. That was unfortunate for McLean. He did the right thing and got in front. As Robinson, who goes out towards Ross. He's got plenty of play. He has kicked that ball off the ground and just missed it. Great attempt there, Tubes, by the little fleet of foot man from the Valley of Love.
I thought he was going to pick it up and try and do a little bit of balking skills, but had a crack at it and almost got it.
All right, so it's Christou who brings that ball back, comes in towards Tate. He's very good below his needs. Now it's Champion who picks it up. Champion cross that half-back flank, driving it. And they've got plenty of room here as Luff squares the ball back inside towards Darcy. Darcy has got it in towards Fevola, and you can just see there the way he just plants himself, Stoney, and he protects the area that he wants to mark the ball.
The last 3 years when he's at the Yarrawonga Pigeons, he's been driving the defence mad, because all these tricks and all the things he can do, the natural ability of Fev, and you've seen it there. He's pushed his play into the footy and nearly got to kick the goal.
Fevola nonchalantly just picks it up, kicks it across the body, but not far enough, and through for the minor score.
Kicked 4 behinds, the Fev.
He's had a bit of byplay too with Adrian Fletcher out there a bit at the moment.
So now it is Tasmania who bring the ball back. I think that might have been Polton who goes there. And what about that mark there by McLean? Gets it across towards Darcy. Darcy kicks the ball in, and it is O'Loughlin now who comes out. O'Loughlin gets the handball back across, and it's through for the minor score. All right, so they're just going, the temperature gauge is still going very, very high, so it will be very interesting, Tubes, to see if they can maintain this standard for the full 100 minutes of football.
If there's going to be anyone that can keep it up, it's young Ross from the Derwent Valley, the Valley of Love there. He's very fit and keeps running.
Well, of course, he was a fantastic player in the SFL this year as Hudson. Magnificent kick on both sides of his body. Look at that, bending down was the big man Simon Minton Connell, and all of a sudden there was a little bit like slow motion going down, and he fell, and it's Luff now who picks that ball up. Luff goes that drop punt back in towards the central corridor position as Tate picks it up back towards Smith. Smith just taking his time, good time and space, but can't find one of the targets, and now it is Tasmania who just drive that ball forward. Oh, they can raffle this one. and it's Hazel who picks the ball back. He centres it, waiting for the ball, just going to take that mark. Is Beams, and that was nice play there, Tubes, by Tasmania.
Yeah, and Simon Mitton-Connell was still in Brodie Holland's ear about that last time where he bent over and sort of stumbled around and said, I worked really hard to pick the ball up and then you couldn't, then you've picked out Christou in the goal square. Why didn't you just drill it home?
So now Holland, he goes across his body, and I think he might have kicked that one, Tubes.
Yeah, bang, just easy as you like. He didn't even concentrate, just went round on the right foot and spilled it home for his second goal.
10 minutes gone, Tube, so a bit of players up and down the one spot at the moment and feeling the conditions at the moment. We've only gone, as I said, second quarter, 10 minutes, so don't know what they're going to be like at the end of this game. Might be looking for some drinks.
Even Brodie Holland's come off for a bit of a break too as he sends on Scott Blizzard for what seems to be his first run of the day.
And he is one of the very much fitter looking men out there, as Taylor giving great use to the first to the on ballers. And I tell you what, Tubes, Tasmania have got a couple of very, very good big men that are giving their on ballers first use of the ball. As that ball's close to the line before Hazel can bring that one back, and it will be a boundary throw-in down in front of the Brains Trust there for Tasmania.
I wonder what stage in this game it's going to start to get a bit serious, boys. I can see it sort of happening. Libber's certainly been getting in there and extracting the ball as he used to. Obviously a Brownlow medal winner. It's great to see them down here raising some money for muscular dystrophy.
So that was well worked now, and coming out with Shepherd. He got into a bit of a gallop, tries to find Beams. Beams just kicks that ball back indoors, and that was lovely work. And Jason Gulliver has come out and taken that nice mark.
Tubes, just as I go back, sorry, Hop. I was going to say, yeah, Tubes, what's Gulliver's scenario? Where did he play?
He started his career out at Claremont and Glenorchy, and he's an absolute champion player, just very elusive, very quick, and you'd think he wouldn't be at the contest, then he would be. He's got a huge leap on him. Played with me at the Uni Footy Club, the Rainbows down there, as the man Ross kicks his first goal of the day. That bit of a crowd favourite. I think he's brought the whole Dermot Valley down with him, which is terrific. But yeah, Gully's a terrific player and a terrific bloke as well.
Yeah, no, it was very cagey of our organisers to put the Norfolk player in there to try and bolster that crowd up, Stoney. So, and he is, look at him, he looks like he should be out at Elwick riding a few, but I tell you what, he has got courage and he goes in hard and he's fast.
Are they still the Saints, Hop? Are they still the Saints?
Yeah, who's that, mate?
The new Norfolk
boys? Oh, the Eagles.
The Eagles.
They are the mighty Eagles. They do, of course, wear the Saints strip.
That's right, yeah.
But they are the Eagles, and they have been feared football team for many a long time. It's a hard road trip up there as Fevola comes out. Couldn't take the one-handed mark. Oh, that's a pretty fierce tackle. They're going in particularly hard, those two young men. And now they're working their way towards the boundary line. Fevola picks it up. He goes for that short pass. He's getting so many away. And it is Crouch who'll go back and have a shot on goal. Oh, he gives it off. He's tried to kick it outside of 50 for the 9-pointer. Look at that one. It's gone close, and it's Modra who's down there and through for the minor score.
He should have gone back into the crack.
That's Fev's 5th point.
He's got to get in the scoreboard soon, doesn't he, you think?
Yeah, well, he's given off 3 or 4 goals too, so let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
He is one of the crowd favourites. There's no doubt about that. As he ran up there and shepherded, and then now the ball drops down towards O'Donnell. Now it ends up in Karras's hands. Oh, and he's hooked that one when he should have got. And you could hear the crowd, they were willing that one to go through, but it didn't. And all of a sudden, I think there's been another change down there as well, Stoney. Number 31 for Victoria seems to have those green socks on. So he might be a Tassie boy who's just slotted over. You got any heads up on that, Tubes?
No, I didn't see any action, but there is a little bit of to and fro from the bench.
So now it is Liberatore who gets that ball. He goes back in towards the goals, and here is that man. But it is Modra who's kicked it over his shoulder in an attempt to get his 3rd goal, but not quite enough, and through for the minor score. But they are peppering, and they have got some momentum, Stoney.
Yeah, but they kicked themselves out of it. You know, that good bad kicking's bad football, Hop, and they may rue the fact that they've missed so many goals in this second quarter.
Yeah, there are momentum swings, aren't they, in footy, and they need to take advantage of why they have got the onion. Oh, look at that tackle. He has been deemed. He's been high. Oh, I don't think Russell Robinson was too happy there, and he might have given him some lippy. Did he duck his head? It still is too high, though. Yeah. And McLean, who I believe is doing a great job playing on the two twin towers that Tasmania has got. O'Loughlin sees Smith just a little bit wider, and they are trying to go out with a nice mark there by Tate. Tate goes back inboard towards Smith. Oh, you're in trouble, son. More trouble than the early settlers who settled Tasmania down here in 1804 as they tramped across.
That's not a bad history lesson there, Hop, from you.
Oh, well, Hobart in 1804, of course, was up the river a little bit, and 1 year later they brought it down to Battery Point. Yes, of course, it's a beautiful spot down here, Stoney.
What year did the Tasman Bridge get built, Hop?
Oh, well, I can tell you, though, in 1975...
It collapsed, didn't it?
It collapsed, and it took longer to fix than it did to build. I think it was about 67 that the Tasman Bridge was built there, Stoney, as that one was tapped. But, of course, talking of bridges, we've got the two oldest bridges down here, Ross and Richmond. We can just bring out all your stats of your Tasmanian history.
You know what? I love Tasmanian history, you know that? One of the oldest places in Australia.
I tell you, one of the blokes they should have put in here, one of the great convicts, Alexander Pearce. He set off from Sarah Island with 7 of his mates, and when he was caught at Oatlands, there was none of his mates left because he'd eaten them. There's a lovely story.
What year was that of? What year was that anyway?
Oh, Tubes and I, we love our Tassie, Tubes.
Oh, look, mate, I'm happy for you guys to just giving me a lesson here, because I knew about Alexander Pearce. He's my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. So,
really?
Yeah, just be careful. I'm getting a bit hungry.
So it is Heath Shepherd who has got the ball. He's seen someone in a better spot. Brent Costello.
Is Win News here? They might get us on TV tonight.
Righto, let's have the odds if he's going to kick this one, Tubes.
Zoom in, get on him, because this is an absolute certainty. Watch the technique here, boys. He's a classic man's footballer. Look at it. Back goes bang, and
he's missed it.
Oh, no.
They're going to give him super.
Oh.
They're going to give him...
Brett Costello, your chance. Surely he's going to drag himself.
Well, he did have a chance there to go back, and that I would have liked to see him just steady slightly instead of that one-step kick. But I think he will learn that, young kiddie, from his experiences, and he'll go back and slot the next one as Trevina. He's a very fit-looking rooster. Gets it out to Atkins.
I reckon Simon's in a bit of trouble. There are a few leg issues there with Simon Atkins, but anyway, we'll move on.
Well, he's kicked it to his brother, the twin.
Well, it's almost like, if you didn't know about that, how quick is Atkins the way he's kicked the ball, sprinted down and taken the mark, Tubes?
Incredible stuff.
Yeah, good point.
All right, so now the ball comes towards... Oh, he's sold
it
to himself. He said, had a look at that one, and he's pushed it back towards the unfriendly goal umpire who didn't see the goal go through for Fevola and won a minor score. But the game now, is it slipping away from Victoria?
They've got to get a goal now. They've got to get... Victoria's got the footy, so he's got to create something.
I think the way Minton Connell's going about his footy, he's desperately trying hard to pull a hammy. He's trying real hard to pull a hamstring.
So Winter has moved down forward, and normally the veteran defender, not in a position that would be accustomed to.
Now, if I was out there, Hop, I'd be asking Darren Winter how many actually goals he's kicked in his career, because there wouldn't be too many.
I think he played a few games up in Burnie at the Dockers up forward from memory.
Okay.
Yeah, not many though, not many, boys.
So here he is, Darren Winter, the incumbent coach of the Lauderdale Football Club, has gone back as easy as you like, as if he's played centre-half forward all his life, and had slipped that one through for a much-needed goal for the Big V. You can see his hands were just, his thumbs were at the goals, his fingers pointing right towards the ground, and a beautiful kick for goal there, and a goal there to Darren Winter and Victoria Stoney.
20 minutes, Hop, so we've probably got another 7 minutes left in this quarter, and you've got the difference in the game, 41 to 62. So Victoria's still in there, but they wouldn't want Tasmania to kick a couple of goals towards the end of this quarter.
Yes, it would give them a great deal of confidence if they could put a couple of goals together, as Atkins getting that football across, and they are really teaming up well. A long one there, and Christou was able to go back. Christou just throws it on the boot. But have a look at that mark. brilliant work there by Tate. And I tell you what, Stoney, since Tate's come on, he has given the Vic a lot.
Remember that race, the Fine Cotton? Well, I'm going to investigate who Mr. Tate is.
Yes, he's certainly going very, very nicely as Gulliver is out there, gets that handball back towards Robinson. Robinson really kicks that one from 50 metres. Wow. And Russell Robinson has slotted that one for his second goal, Tubes.
Yeah, brilliant work from Russell Robinson. As I said, Jason Gulliver's provided something out there as well, just with those quick handballs, quick legs. He's a very good player. 2 goals for Rusty.
50 out.
50 out. Easy too.
Well, you saw that one from downtown. He has put that one through, so terrific work by him as Tasmania are really applying the screws to the Vic Via. They are moving on at the 20-minute mark of this second quarter, the 62 to Victoria 47. Gentlemen, how are we seeing this game going forward, Tubes?
Well, I think the only thing that's going to happen is these boys are going to get a bit tighter, and it's going to come down to skill level. Now, Victoria, very skilled footballers, as are the Tasmanians, though, so I'm not going to call it. I'm just excited to see Fev kick a few more sausage rolls and then probably eat a few at half-time, three-quarter time.
Well, there it is. Lovely work there as leading out for the ball was Fevola, as Polton was playing a very close checking style there. And you really want to as well down there, because you don't want to let him off the lead. Brilliant ruck work there by Baker, the best and fairest winner for Melbourne. Comes back down. Look at that match up there as Modra
pushed him aside.
Push Ross aside. As we see here, he said, get out of the cab, I'm coming through, and a lovely mark there by Modra. Kicked a couple so far. Modra comes back, made the umpire work a little bit, but not enough. And Modra has put through his third goal. That was terrific forward work, Stoney.
Yeah, Tony Modra, just too much straight. I mean, what hope is Nathan Ross, is about 4'11", against Tony Modra's 6'2", and about, he's in good nick, Tony Modra, and pretty strong. And as you can see, just pushed him aside, ragdolled him, as they say, and went back and kicked the goal.
He's kicked the ball to the northbound land of the Brooker Highway too, boys.
I tell you what, he enjoyed every minute of that, and wouldn't he have liked, when he was playing for the Crows, just to be lining up on a 4'11", 60-kilo whippet. I put it to you, his goal-kicking might have just gone up another octave, Stoney.
I agree.
Anyway, it is Victoria really forcing their way back into this game. They are on 47, and the Tassie boys are on 68 as we're deep in the second quarter. As Michael O'Loughlin now gets that ball. He kicks it over. Big opportunity for Winter. And I tell you what, he is giving him a bit of a spark since he's moved down there. Back over the back, Fevola, who is 10 metres out. And he decides to just slip that one through. And the Big V are really making an impression here, Stoney.
Yeah, getting their hands on the ball. And with Fevola and Modra in the forward line, as Tube was saying before, is that if the skilled players of O'Loughlin and Liberatoria can get the footy enough times, they'll give the Vics enough supply to that forward line, and they're doing that at the moment. This last 5 minutes of the game, as we see one of the Victorian players stretch out a bit, feeling a bit of the heat of Tory Luff, I think it is.
Yeah, well, of course, he played most of his footy there up at Sydney, and he wouldn't be used to the extremities. That is the Hobart sun, Stoney. There is no doubt about that.
Straight off the equator.
Oh, look at O'Loughlin. He's just showing class.
Candy.
He shows Costello some candy. He says, I'm going to go again. He's only run about 133 metres, and he's been pulled up.
Let's not ruin the game, umpires. That would have been a beautiful piece of play, but called him up for too far. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the crowd very much enjoyed that. One of the things I think we've enjoyed from the coaching staff of Rhys Jones is the move of Winter down forward, Stoney.
Yeah, it could be a winning move. We've got the twin towers down there in Fevola and Modra, but to stick there, the experience, Darren Winder down there, and he gives him a bit of a drive down there.
He certainly showed a bit as McLean is there backing up, and he drives that ball forward. Oh, it's a big spoil by Tasmania. And now it is Dimatina who picks that ball up, driving it towards. Up they go! It was Fevola and Modra both decided to go to the big one.
Fev.
And Fev has just slipped that one through. They've just got to get the onion and get it in quickly, Stoney, to those two power forwards.
Yeah, you've seen it in the replays. Both players went up. Modra and Fevola stayed down. Fev was in the right spot, and he's, as I said, he's quick-witted, and his skill enabled him to get the ball off the ground and kick a snag.
Tubes, he's a big man, but he's like a cat. As soon as he got that ball, you see him stay low, and away he swiveled on his heels and put that one through.
Yeah, look, and I think he might have hurt himself, or he's just absolutely stuffed. He's coming off for a rest too, boys, by the looks of things, but very elusive down there. The cat, meow, snagged a couple of goals too. Half-time. 25 minutes, jeez.
It is half-time here at the Relive the Rivalry, Tasmania versus Victorian All-Stars. As we check the scoreboard, it is Tasmania who have moved on to 68.
10 goals, 8.
10-8, 68, Stoney.
8-11, 59.
To 8-11, 59. As Tubes, I know you couldn't pick a winner. Did you see anything that gave you an inkling either way or the other?
Well, I'll tell you what, I think it's just the experience of the Vics that are coming through here, boys. A lot of level-headed boys out there just running the ball, keeping possession, and Tasmania didn't look like it in that second half of the second quarter, did they?
So it's going to be interesting. You see some of the Guernseys are going to be given back as James Wiggins, the organiser of this game. He must be thrilled. There's a fantastic crowd. As Stoney alluded to, they were lining up from very, very deep as they're going to go off and take a very well-earned break. I hope you've been enjoying the coverage, as it is Tasmania with their noses in front this stage, and we'll be back with all the big second half highlights very, very shortly. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to North Hobart Oval. Hot, steamy conditions, and we have got a cracker of a game. Tasmania, as we alluded to before, with their noses in front, and they are going very, very nicely as the ball up goes in there, and it's Tasmania that comes out with it. Faulkner just hooks that one over, leaves a bit of a dome. Oh, look out, son. Robinson had one to contend with. Then all of a sudden he had the other one, but it is Tasmania that gained possession of the ball. Going back in and taking the shepherd there was Dimatina by Luff. That was very nicely teamwork done there, as Victoria would love to get that first goal to get themselves up and about in this game. But it is Ross who leads out and takes a very nice mark, doing some unselfish things now, and finding a little bit of time and space is Timmy Hazel. He'd be enjoying being down there now, Tubes, wouldn't he, instead of having to play on Fevola?
Wouldn't it be a nice little change just to go back and thread one through for him here, boys? Half-time, I went into the Tassie rooms and there wasn't a lot of serious stuff going on. I tell you what, there was one bloke there that came in and he said, went up to Peter Hudson and said, Peter, I've come all the way from Turner's Beach to hear your half-time speech, and you didn't even do one.
Oh,
nothing happened.
Tubes, Hoppy, guess who that was, Hoppy? Mr. Ling, Danny Ling.
Wow.
Who said that to Hutto?
He did, he came all the way. There you go. Of course, he was the man when he kicked those 18 goals at the TCA. He put every one of those down his throat, and he's the man who got the 3 votes. The Cockroach, one of the greats for the Glenorchy Football Club, and a great servant of Tasmanian football. And I was interested as well that there was a couple of changes. Reece Jones went over to Darren Winter and he said, I need a little bit of grunt out of the middle. So he put the hard nut in there to see if he could get his hands on the onion. As it is now, all the umpire just getting in the way there of the reasonable girth of Atkins, as Winter gets the hands on the ball, gets it across to Liberatore. Liberatore to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin now is sizing up the options. That's a lovely lead.
We've got a ring in.
It's Brereton who's come on. It's Dermy Brereton making a welcome return to the game. Terrific work as Fevola picks that one up and can't pick it up, and it goes out of bounds. And look at the big barrel chest of Dermy and then the chicken legs.
Dermy's a late call in from the wet area, I believe, boys. He's come in from the wet area. I saw him down here shelling a few tins. There's a few lookalikes down there, but he's out and about, which is good to see.
Well, there might be an interchange, a special Brereton interchange then, because I've seen a couple of those blonde wigs with the 23 on them, as Dimatina takes that mark back to O'Loughlin. O'Loughlin now needs to steady and kick this goal. Oh, no, he does sit it up, but it is Robinson who takes the mark. You're going to be run down, and he has done so. Brilliant chase there by Fevola, and it is Atkins who takes that mark. As he says to me, you're not going to run away that easily out of my zone, as Faulkner takes that possession of the ball for Tasmania. Lovely score by O'Loughlin. Great play there by Zanotti. Gets it across to O'Loughlin. And he could go around with any team, I would have thought, Stoney.
Yeah, absolutely. He's looking really good, Mickey O, and he's going to be one of those players as the ball goes in forward and big balls down there.
Oh, he's almost done a fetlock. That was terrific work by Bull, and he's doing a marvellous job. He's only 70 years young. As Putty Darcy spent that one before he got it, so it was a big opportunity, but it was that one has gone awry as the defence mop up now. As well picked up by Pepper. Pepper driving it forward. Ross is in front, but a great spoil by Di Martina. He wasn't going to get away with it that easily, and he puts that one onto his boot. Terrific work. Now it is Luff. Luff back inside to Di Martina. He's going to take a bounce. He looks upstream. Can't find somewhere to go to. Now he does. And that's a lovely, lovely kick to O'Donnell. O'Donnell swings around and gets it to Baker. Baker now, he's having a look at the goals. He's a fair distance out, but I think he might size his options up now. He's just going to have a look at it.
Fev's doing the splits in the square, boys. He's down on both legs and bounced up, got it.
So Fevola swings around, arches back, and he has put that one through for a goal for Victoria. As Dermy, oh, don't lift him up, you'll do your back. Dear, oh dear. What about Baker there? Very, very unselfish player. He turned that one around and has put that one through for a goal for Fevola. I think that's his third.
Yeah, he's looking quite dangerous, and you'd think that those type of Mickey O, Liberatore, Fevola are the players for Victoria that, you can see in this tubes in this third quarter that both sides, this is Tasmania in the first 10 minutes of the game, first 5 minutes, really, I think they really want to win the game, and Victoria need to steady and take the challenge because Tassie with Simon Taylor getting a lot of the ball out of the middle.
Yeah, the twin towers of the rucks between Simon Taylor and what's his name? Where's he gone?
For Tasmania, Street?
Yeah, Street, that's it, Peter Street. Just winning the ruck tap. So Victoria got to work out where the boys there are winning it to, and just get to it first.
All right now, so it is Trevina who picks up that ball, goes a lazy looking beautiful daisy cutting kick out towards Hudson, and Hudson has taken that mark. Oh, he's gone the bomb. I think that, gee whiz, unlucky not to get a kick there. It's kicked over by Hazel on his left boot. I think Timmy Hazel, he might have put that through for his second sausage, and he has done so. That was very creative work there, Tubes.
Yeah, brilliant work from Timmy Hazel. He's a great player, and the weapon down there, they're calling him, Nathan Ross, the boy from the Durham Valley. He's been handy up there at full forward, playing from a true full forward position.
Well, he's got the size about him for that leading forward. There is no doubt about that. I'd rather have him there as a leading out forward. I think Crouch has gone back to cover his man than him playing on Fevola or Modra down the other end. And so that was a very, very nice goal. So just give us that score update, please, Stoney.
Score update at the 6 minute mark. 12-8-80 Tasmania, Victoria, 9-11, 65.
So
15 points.
15 points the difference. As Di Martina has played a crackerjack game, gets that handball across to Karras. Karras comes back inboard. That was a lovely spotted up kick. It is Zanotti who runs off, gets it out towards Luff. And this is a lovely chain of play, but in there it goes. Comes out towards Liberatore. Liberatore goes in towards Fevola as he pushes his man aside.
Drop kick.
Clive Polton, he says, I'm not going to have any of that. Have a look at this. The body use, takes the one hand and puts it through for another goal. And Fevola is really starting to stamp his authority on the match.
Yeah, brilliant work from Fev, just protecting the drop of the ball there like a true champion, and just drills it home too with the old drop kick. Good to see.
Would you put one of these men like an Atkins back on him at all, Tube? Something with a little bit more strength, you think, through the core and through the hips?
I'd just confuse him and put both Atkins boys on him.
One each side.
That's not a bad idea, Tube, actually.
Yep, I like that theory. I just put both the Adkins boys. I think we might mention that as Winter. Oh, he might have almost dropped that cold, but it's a lovely handball to, now comes out to Liberatore. Very much the Italian feels it comes over the back. Here's a big chance as Modra picks it up. Goes the handball to the running player in Darcy, as Darcy now gets the handball across to Fevola, and he has just put another goal through, and that is his 5th. And here comes the old Big V, Stoney.
Now, it's a scoreboard at the moment, Hoppers. Tasmania 12-8-80 to Victoria 11-11-77, and I think Tasmania got the better team at the moment, but Victoria are taking every chance. You know what, Hop? They've got to make a move at the Tasmania. They've got to get someone on the Liberatore because he's cutting them the ribbons in the midfield. Yeah,
Liberatore is certainly getting his hands on the ball. And here he goes again. He's very fit. You can see the definition in the arms still. They look as though he's been doing a bit with his son, I would suggest still.
Yep.
As beautiful work there by Crouch coming over the top. He's not going to waste any time because all the momentum at the moment is with the Big V. As Tate picks that ball up. Tate's going to go towards Modra as he flies now. But it comes back over the top there to Barwick. Barwick has a shot and just missed. It was really good to see Barwick, of course, who's playing with Tasmania. And they were a little bit light on because of some injury. So he has slotted back across and put the Big V Guernsey on. Lovely long kick back in towards the central area as Simon Taylor takes a lovely mark now. Taylor goes out towards Hudson. Hudson, I think he's being held to that particular occasion, and that's the way the umpire has seen it. Handballs now onto Fletcher. Fletcher normally does a lot with the ball, and that time he spears his pass in towards Robinson. And that was much better play there, Tubes, from Tasmania.
Now, Stoney and I were in the Tasmanian rooms before the game, and we went up to Fletch and said, "How you going, mate?" And he said, it was about 2 minutes before the game started, and he was still in his jeans.
Yeah, he was.
Unbelievable.
What's Robbo tried? He's tried a check side there. Yeah, just on something also, Tubes, that I've noticed that Simon Taylor, the former Tasmanian Devil and Marin, I think he was, he's actually still playing football for the Vermont Football Club and still doing quite well over in Melbourne.
As Hoppy alluded to earlier, you do not lose height as you get older. You might lose a little bit of fitness, but you're always going to be tall. And he's looking very fit down there, actually, Simon Taylor, as he comes into where I am, just in the commentary position here. Yeah. He looks very fit.
All right, so now it is Darcy who tries to get a wriggle on, and have a look at that play there. That was well played, and Fevola was just standing behind, and you can see the Tasmanian effort. They are really working their high over the ball. And I think that was Toddy Struthers who he said, "I'm going to go back on Fevola. If no one else is going to do it, I'm going to have a go at the big man." As Baker comes back up to try and take the tap, he swings that big right arm like the big pendulum across the face of the ball. And it is Struthers who's on the bottom of the pack, and they're really going in hard now, Stoney.
Yeah, they are. And Tasmania know they've been challenged now, and obviously a bit of a wake-up call. And Coach Hudson didn't say much to them at half-time. In fact, didn't say anything to them.
Nothing.
And David Rees-Jones was actually instructing his players that, listen, you've had a bit of a rest now. I want you to come out and have a crack. And they have a crack in this third quarter.
All right, so it is a ball up. Fevola's decided to take everything on. If he can get his hands on the ball here, he'd probably have a shot. Oh, Mickey O, he goes round one and just swerves beautifully. It's going towards the boundary line, trying to find touch. O'Loughlin's there. He jumps, stutters, gets that handball back inside, but Fletcher, beautiful play by Fletcher. Just clean hands, pulled it above his head, so when he was going to get tackled, he knew he could get the ball out. And now it's Holland. He just shapes back inside, gets the handball back over. They're starting to move the ball very nicely. And some of the prime movers like Beams, and Beams has hit the target as it's gone down towards Robinson. Robinson has gone the big torp, but only as far as Christou. And Christou has taken a lovely mark, backing back, showing great courage towards Danaher. They're just starting to settle it down a little bit now. Comes back inboard towards Winter. Winter goes that handball back out towards the running player there in Zanotti. They are really teaming up very nicely, are the Big V. Goes back in towards Fevola, but goes the handball. It comes back towards Struthers. And I think, what's the umpire done here?
He's going to play 50 now, I think, but they
played the advantage.
Yep.
All right, so it's Hudson. Gets the handball back out towards Bourne. Bourne going back inside the 50 metre, but have a look at the numbers there for the Big V. It's 4v1, and now they are going to relieve the pressure. Beautiful play by Luff. You're going to be in a little bit of trouble. Goes the handball back in towards Winter. The vagaries of the ball, the oval ball, the way it went one way then the other. Lovely tackle there on Hazel, was deemed to be holding the ball, and Victoria have picked it up, and there's no doubt about it, Stoney, the pace is picking up a little bit now and intensity.
Yeah, it certainly is, and Libba's getting enough of the footy as the ball goes in forward, and big ball Baker. Hoppy's taking the ball, handball back to Liberatore. Liberatore goes on his left foot, goes for goal, and Hoppy, what has he done?
He has put that through. Did you see the way, what he did there? The consummate professional. He didn't want to go on the right leg, and he put the afterburners, as we see here. He was really trying to get around Hudson, then he straightened up, arched his back, and he's put that one through. And I tell you what, I think the Vics have got their nose in front, Stoney.
Yeah, the score at the moment by Tasmania 12-8-80. Victoria have taken the lead 12-12-84. And we've gone 19 minutes in this third quarter.
There's no doubt about it. They'll have to do something about Tasmania there, Tubes, I think, to get someone on Liberatore.
Absolutely. Liberatore is cutting the pieces through the middle there, but he's just reading the ball so well. Brilliant work.
Would you put a run with sort of player? Would you put the Ross or someone like that on him, Tubes?
Honestly, I don't think anyone's as fit as Tony Liberatore. You're not going to run with him. He's not the quickest bloke, but he'll just outdo you like a diesel engine. He'll just keep going and going and going.
I think they need to do, if they want to stop him, as he hasn't stopped this quarter, they need to run a few blokes through. So you got your Hollands or you got your Rosses and even the Beams who, you know, they can run with and run off. But it's be interesting to see what Hudson does there at three-quarter time, as there's a snap in and it's through for the minor score.
Folks, Jason Gulliver has just come on from the boundary, so look for a bit of run through the midfield from him, but we're yet to see Costello. We're waiting for the big man from Win TV to come on board.
Would you put Costello in the middle?
Probably.
Just get him to run.
Probably.
Run with him. As it comes out towards Tate. Tate drives it up towards Fevola, protects the area, and Mark. Oh, he's not been paid?
No, didn't pay it.
No, he's not too happy there. As Struthers said, he had bounced it, and so it's going to be a ball up. Just trying to jockey for position now. Baker doing a fantastic job against Street. Comes out towards Tate. Tate, Liberatore, he's just got the ball on a string. So it is Ross now, as you can see there. He's gone with him. And Hudson gets that handball out. Beautiful work towards Holland. And now they're starting to work their magic. There's a little bit of toughness as the Victorians have been put on their backside, but Smith takes a very nice mark towards Christou. Christou now.
Got to hit a top here, surely.
No, he hasn't got anyone to go to, so it goes back towards Smith. You know he's going to turn back around and go that short pass towards DiMartina, and DiMartina now gets the hands off towards Crouch. Crouch, look at the Big Vics, they've got the numbers. They are running, they have got players everywhere where we thought that they would falter because of lack of numbers. I think they've been foxing, Stoney. They are as fit as trouts.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my opinion to the last quarter because I've seen these games before, and these players will be dying come this last quarter.
All right, so Liberatore, he runs around. He's got the right foot this time, slams it on. Oh, it's going to go for a goal, not quite.
Modra kicked goal.
Modra has picked that up and put it through. So great play by the big Victorians there. It was a goal that was created by Liberatore as the ball was swinging back. Modra goes back. Gale just gave him a little bit of space and put it through. And actually, as I was talking to Gale as I saddled up in the urinal there at half times, gentlemen, as you do, and luckily I just kept my eyes front and centre, didn't turn around, and had a chat to Gale. He said he is having a fantastic time out in the centre tubes.
He looks very, very fit, does Michael Gale. And I'll tell you what, I'm just looking at the numbers out here. The Vics might have another couple of players on just quietly, or at least they've
Are you going to call for a count?
Yeah,
Tubes?
Yeah, reset the scores. Let's get out of here.
All right, so well picked up by Winner, and that's been a good move to get him in the middle. I think he's provided a lot of block and shepherd for Liberatore to get the ball. It is Karras who goes forward, and Favola's taken that mark. If he's going to be true to form, he's going to run around. So this time maybe he could go back and have a set shot. He's just getting some advice from the crowd. What do you think? A bit of left to right, because we know that Fevola is a left to right kicker, Stoney.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
He's shaped the ball though to come round, so is this going to come around from right to left? And he's hooked that one slightly, didn't really give it a good opportunity, and it went through for a minor score. But the Vicks, they've got a very, very handy 10-point break here deep in the third quarter as Holland takes the possession of the ball, comes out towards the big man there in Taylor. Taylor, he's like a giraffe. He's got the legs that just go up to under his armpits. It's Ross, talking of one size to another, gets the kick in towards Hudson. And Hudson, he decides to try and get that ball
Torpedo
moving.
pass.
How about that for a pass? Beautiful towards Fletcher.
How do you do that?
And Fletcher now has got to go back and kick this goal, Tubes.
You got any clues on how to do that?
That's a good,
no
that's
idea,
a good
but
call. How do you do it?
Beautiful work by the torpedo pass. Just hit him right on the chest and not back in. And here we go. Pass it off to Robertson.
They need this goal, Tubes.
They do need it. They need a steadier just to get them back in the mindset of winning this game. Could we have another close match like we did in 2012 with this match, Hoppy?
Well, it's certainly shaping up, and the crowd that has just built through the afternoon, they will be enjoying everything about the game, the quality, the ferocity of the players, and it is a close contest as Robinson has put that one through for his third goal, and that has brought him within 4 points, Stoney.
Yeah, scoreboard at the moment, we've gone 19 minutes. My eyes are actually not good at the moment. Tasmania 13-9-87, Victoria 13-13-91. Really good game of footy, Hop, and you know, we've got 6 minutes left in this quarter. And this last quarter, for the crowd, the great crowd here at North Hobart Oval, it's going to be a classic last quarter, Hop, just like the game back in 1990.
Yes, that was the rival. There's been rivalry right through the ages between these two great states. And with the 20 Hall of Famers in footy, Stoney, we as the Tasmanians have got 4 of them. So we are certainly fighting above our weight. There is no doubt about when it comes to the talent pool of football here in Tasmania, as Beams now gets his hands on the ball. Haven't called his name too much, Tubes, just in this last stanza of play.
No,
but they want him to get his hands on the footy.
He has kicked 2 goals, and he is my favourite player out there with Jason Gulliver, those 2 champions of the game. As Russell Robinson takes mark, plays on very quickly to get the boys back involved. Now, that'll be his 4th goal, ladies and gents, but guys, just when he kicked that goal, as we go to 3/4 time, Russell Robinson was trying to pump up the crowd, get them involved, because I think that'll be the thing that gets the boys across the line here at the last quarter.
All right, so it is 3/4 time, and we have got a crackerjack game. We have got a 2-point margin. As you can see, the players, I'm not sure, Stoney, what they got left in the tank, because it has been a bruising encounter.
I'm actually going out of the huddles. I'm going to get some words of wisdom, Hop, and see if Hutto or Reece James can get their teams over the line. We could even have a draw, go into extra time, Hop, who knows?
Well, there it is. So it is a 2-point cliffhanger here. 3/4 time. Relive the rivalry at North Hobart Oval. I hope you're enjoying the contest. We'll be back with the final quarter in just a few moments. Tasmania 14-9-93. They have just got a 2-point lead over Victoria, who are on 91. And Stoney, we were out there, and what about that rev up by the super coach of Victoria?
Yeah, Reece has just said to him, as Fevola takes the mark in the forward line, Reece just said, guys, we need to win the game now, and just get it down to the forward line quickly, and we can outscore this mob. And on the other hand, Tasmania, Peter Hudson was imploring with his players, win the game, boys, win the game. Robbo, he can jump on anybody's head.
Yes, there it was. And of course, Reece James did say, this is charity, we're doing a good job, but we haven't won a game yet. So for goodness sake, they want the big V. And that is a goal there to Fevola, and I'm just running out of space for the amount that man has kicked. He has kicked a lazy 6, Stoney.
About
so
6'5".
Very, very happy with his form.
6'6", so technically he's kicked 7, boys.
Yes,
yeah,
so
Tubes.
it is Fevola as we see the perfect kicking action. It's a very unique style, Stoney, the way he has the left hand slightly higher on the ball.
He's always done that too, Hop. He's always had that grip on the ball and a bit of an in-swinger and out-swinger.
Because how many times for the great Navy Blues you saw him 50 out in the G on the wrong side, going from his left to right, bringing it back. A beautiful kick of the football as O'Loughlin picks it up. Going out wide, and that is Caton taking the first mark there for the Vicks. And I tell you what, they are up and about, and this is going to be very interesting to see if Tasmania can get that momentum back in their corner, as the big crowd are very much enjoying a high-quality game here in Relive the Rivalry number 3. It is so far, there have been tense encounters. Tassie by 10 points in the first one. Of course, a cliffhanger by a couple last time through. So we are expecting everyone to hang on to their seats, because we think it's going to go right down to the wire. Big long kick in there towards Minton Connell. But going back, the consummate defender was Luff, and puts a very, very big spoil on there in defence.
Tubes, I reckon that in this quarter you're going to find the players in Ross and Beams and those type players that still play the game. They might try and run over the top of the Vicks and give a bit of spark to the on balls of the Tassie side.
Spot on there, Stoney. Ben Beams is the one for me. You watch him. You watch him. He will set it alight this quarter. He's told me. I went out in there and said, hey, mate, what's going on? You need to lift, because the commentary have been ripping into you a bit. And he said, I'll turn it on for you, Tubes, just like that.
Okay, so it is now Timmy Hazel who takes that mark. O'Loughlin's gained about 23 metres, just over the line fractionally. But it is now a fair way out for Hazel. He's kicked a couple of goals so far as he leans back, and he was right on his distance. It's going forward. Robinson goes up, couldn't take it. Coming out underneath the ball is Fletcher. Fighting hard is Atkins, now burrowing his way and bludgeoning through like a bulldog. Oh, over the shoulder. Don't know if he's got the distance. Minton Connell, I think he has. And he has put that one through for a big goal there, Tubes.
Brilliant work, brilliant stuff from the boys down there in Tassie. Now, Paul Atkins was actually talking half-time to Paul Hudson and said, look, if you need a licence for someone to be taking hangers, give it to Russell Robinson and I'll volunteer to stand at the bottom as a stepladder. So he's just set up a goal there, so it's a good move to put Paul Atkins down in the forward line.
Well, very interesting, just tightening up ever so much, and Tassie now have that 2-point lead. It is going from one way or other, Stoney. It might be a charity match, but when they're out there and these gladiators are going around and there's an onion to be won, yeah, I put it to you, they're going to put their head over the ball.
Competitive juices, Hop, as they call them, and both sides will be wanting to win the game just for pride.
No doubt about that, as Barwick got the handball out towards Winter. He goes a 30-me handball, and now as a snap on goal, I think that was Karras, goes back towards the goal, Phil Karras, and he has put it through. The big V, they've got all the answers, Stoney.
Yeah, goal for goal in this last quarter, and you'd think that Tasmania need to get 2 in a row just to stop that momentum where they one side gets a goal, the other side gets another goal, and then just backwards and forwards won't really get the Tasmanian into chocolates. But 2 in a row will sort of really test where the fitness levels lie in both these teams.
Liberatore hasn't got his hands on it yet, Tubes. Have you seen any close marking on Liberatore yet?
Not as such, but Brody Holland is in the middle there. I just don't know where Libber is. Oh, he's down forward. It's,
yeah, he's having a spell.
Floating backwards just here. You watch, he'll get it. Yeah. If the Vicks can win it out of the middle here.
Yes, look at that. DiMartino, he went in and got the ball. Goes the handball now to O'Loughlin. It is Zanotti. He can't quite pick it up. Winter does so. Oh, that was brilliant play by Winter. He's decided, I've kicked one. I'm going to just arch the back and get it down there quickly to Modra. And that was good defensive work there by Faulkner, who forced the issue, and that ball has bumbled over for one minor score.
It's very tense there. The crowd, they're on the side of their seat, or the edge of the seat, as they say, and wanting a Tassie win, I'm sure.
Okay, so Struthers then gets that ball back out here towards Street. Sorry, that's not Street, that is Taylor, the other big tall for Tasmania. And it eluded him before he could get his hands on it.
Look who's around the ball right now, boys, for the Tasmanian team. We've got Beams, Gulliver, and, of course, Adrian Fletcher. They're guns right there.
Yeah, they're the ones they need to get their hands on it. as Victoria come out the back through the agency of Karras. He's been very good in this last quarter. Lovely handball, and Mickey O picks that one up. And here's the man we spoke about just a few minutes ago, a Liberatore. I'd suggest he's just getting some oxygen back into those lungs, and he will be back in the centre, I would have thought, Stoney, to get some clearance happening for Victoria.
When the whips are cracking, you'll probably find Tony Bell in the middle.
No doubt about that. So Beams, he gets the give and go. He's starting to get his hands on the ball. That was a lovely kick. Goes out wide towards Hudson. He doesn't muck around. Gets a crack across towards Pepper. Doesn't find his target and gives an opportunity. Now it's beautiful work there by Crouch. Crouch goes back indoors to Fevola, and he takes a mark. He swings around and kicks his 7th goal. They've just got to get the ball in really quickly, Stoney.
Yeah, you can see the players that can still play the game or are playing the game at the moment, and Fev's just very smart. Dimartina got the ball in there. It went down long to Fev, who really took the mark, too strong. Just went around his right foot, snapped for goal and kicked the goal. You're right, as Coach Rhys Jones said, get it down quickly to Fev. They're not going to outmark us, and that's exactly what happened right there.
I'm a bit concerned, boys, because as Stoney alluded to before, just Tasmania needed to get 2 in a row, and it's happened for Victoria. So maybe the Vic's going to bring it home now.
Tubes, Tassie's got to get the goal now. Simon Taylor's got to get the ball out of the middle to his midfielders and then get a goal. That's what's going to happen.
Winter, who's done a fantastic job since he's gone in the middle and gets it out wide, but Fletcher really working particularly hard. Here's a big opportunity. Gale overruns on that particular occasion, but it is Beams who picks the ball. And there's no doubt about it, Tubes. I could hear that noise from here, and I think it is the engine, that is Beams, starting to purr a little bit louder. Ball coming in towards Robinson, and they're getting it into the hands of the people that they need it to be in. And Robinson has rammed that one home.
That's his 5th. Kick 5 there, Russell Robinson. Beautiful stuff. And it all started back here with Beams. He just needed a pep talk, so I went out and gave it to him.
See, that was lovely work there by Hudson, and he has really shared that ball around. Creative work there. And Tasmania now, Stoney, I think, have moved on to 105 to Victoria, 110.
Yeah, 5-point different. And Victoria leads. It's a great game, Hop. We've gone 8 minutes and a half in the last quarter.
8.5 minutes in, and I tell you what, these guys, they're puffing, they're blowing, they've done their darndest, and they will not want to lose this match. They've come too far. It's been a high-quality match. As the ball goes back in, it's Zanotti who gets it. He's beset upon by Green, Primrose and Gold, and now it is Caton who picks it up across the half-back flank. Goes deep in towards Darcy. Darcy bends down. Oh, good look away handball. That was terrific towards O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes deep, but in his attempt to get that distance, he's gone wide, and it's going to be a boundary throw in very, very deep into the attacking area for the Big V.
Finally, Tasmania made the move of Matthew Wooldridge down to Brendon Fevola. Good matchup.
He certainly got the pace to run off, but it's just anyone with the one-on-one. As Liberatore goes back, it was going to go through for the goal, but the man you alluded to then has gone back and taken a nice mark, and Tasmania are starting to move it out of their defences through Faulkner. Faulkner tries to find Bourne but can't do so. He's gone back in to get it again. They're racking up the stats. They'll love that. Back in towards Street, who comes around towards Fletcher. Fletcher takes a couple of bounces, looks further afield, and doesn't he just use the ball beautifully as Atkins now wheels around. He's found a man free in Beams. Oh, he's on his left foot here. He swings. He kicks towards the goal. He's kicked that from 50 and just a minor score.
He would have loved that, boys. He would have loved
I've
that.
seen Benny Beams do that, and as you would have, Tubes, that many times, kick those goals on that left foot.
He's a champion bloke and a champion player, boys. He's a legend of the game.
All right, so Christou doesn't quite get onto that one. Only goes about the 50-metre mark as Dimartina swings around, and good teamwork by McLean, just trying to duck out of it. But it comes down, and nice work there by Holland.
Is Costello on the ground, Tubes?
No, hasn't been on in this half yet, boys. Must be saving him for the last 10 minutes to go hard for 10.
Oh, that's very creative coaching, just keeping your guns back. And I notice he's just on. There he is out there. Oh, brilliant coaching. Just slipped the big man on. And so now it is Hudson.
He's got space. Give it to him.
Hudson has gone the big torpedo back towards the goal, and Russell Robinson has taken the mark. Christou not happy at all as his arm was being held, and the umpire's just checking that that was in front of goal, and he really wants him on a tight angle.
Costello!
Oh no! He just couldn't.
No, ball umpire's gone down.
Dear, oh dear, he's been given one there, and that was in, ladies and gentlemen, don't adjust your sets, that wasn't slow motion, that was normal speed, as Costello tried to get the ball.
More like Costello slow. Yeah, sorry, that's terrible.
Now it's
Mickey
Victoria. And from one end to the other, when it was all but a certain goal, Modra coming out on the lead. Can't quite bring that one in. But have a look at that great tackle. Now it's picked up a notch as Crouches over the ball. O'Donnell drives the ball in, and it's Barwick leading out. Couldn't quite take it off his big barrel chest, but it's Bourne who picks it up. The ball is moving in the end at a frenetic pace, gentlemen.
Look at Beams out here, just loosely out on the wing here. He'll run up. Got it.
Yeah.
So Beams making good space, goes onto that trusted left foot, and it's now Hazel. Hazel, beautiful by foot. I think it might be out.
Turn it up, umpire.
Just a little bit wide as he speared that one down, and it's 12 and a half minutes gone. We're expecting a 20-minute last quarter, Stoney, so it's really ticking down. It's very, very close.
Beams, perfect work.
It is now Beams across to Holland. Holland now drives it back towards Hazel. Hazel gets the handball back inboards towards Beams. He's on his right foot, which is his wrong foot. And now it is DiMartino picking that one up. Gets it out towards Winter. I tell you what, some of Winter's handballs have created space, but this time it's knocked off by Gale. Gale trying to find Robinson, but Christou has got loose and he has got the ball. And Christou is playing a very, very nice role across half back, Stoney.
Yeah, he's been good all day, Ange Christou, with the experience as he takes the ball out towards Tate, who's on the boundary line. Ball could go out of bounds, no play on, says the umpire.
Yes, beautifully worked by Tate, and DiMartino was spotted up, and he's just going to slow it down and maybe take a shot on goal. The Vicks at this stage are 4 points to the good as it goes back in towards Crouch, and they are within shot of a goal. They're just trying to eke their way closer. Liberatore now dead set in front, 25 metres out from goal.
Yeah, well, Hoppy Tubes, if you were to give a medal for best on ground, who would you give it to?
I don't know, to be honest. Probably Libber, who's just looking to kick his third.
Liberatore has gone back. Second goal by Liberatore, and that has given them a bit of breathing space now. Liberatore, they really worked that one well, showing that they shared the ball around. Terrific work by them, and Liberatore capped off. Great team play by the Vicks, and it is a goal, and that is a nice, handy 10-point lead at this stage, Stoney.
Yeah, it is 17-14, 116, 16-10, 106. We've gone 14 minutes in this last quarter, so around 6 minutes to go, Hop, and this will be a very tense last 6 minutes, let me tell you.
I tell you what, the crowd got involved there with a call of weapon, and I think they're talking about our man from the Derwent Valley, Nathan Ross. They're calling the weapon. There's a couple of blokes down there with the T-shirt on, spelling out the name weapon as Beams has got it here. Watch this.
Oh!
Balked him onto the right.
Okay,
there.
So Beams settles, steadies, and Benny Beams puts that through for a much-needed goal by Tasmania in his third. As we watch on the slow-mo, he was going in one way, came back the other, a beautiful block, and he's put that one through, and it's tightened the screws on the game, gentlemen. It is up to 4 points.
I don't want to call it, but I could be the turnaround for Ben Beams here, ladies and gentlemen. I went down to him and I told him, you need to lift Ben Beams, and I certainly think we've been calling his name in this quarter a hell of a lot.
What's the chant? There's a chant going on, Tubes. Can you hear that, what they're saying?
I think it's for the weapon, Nathan Ross. They want the weapon out there. They call him the weapon. He's about 4 foot. He's a tiny little weapon.
That is a very good player.
He
As
is.
the ball is up, 15, nearly 16 minutes gone. It is Crouch. Very good evasive skills, driving it in. How they're going to play this one? It's Fevola. What great strength to take that mark. I thought Woolwich did everything right there. He stayed a metre back from the contest so he could try and run and spring around. And the girth and the strength of Fevola, he stood his ground, then put his bottom back in there, protected the drop zone and took a very nice mark, Stoney.
What about the core strength of Brendon Fevola? Stood strong, straight into the ground and couldn't get around him, and he's got great hands, Fev.
What about the boots on Fevola? They're an interesting colour. Got every colour of the highlighter rainbow on there.
Yes, and now here he goes. They'll need this one. And he has just... Oh, no, he's missed it.
Hit the post.
Hit the post.
Oh.
He's kicked 7-7, boys. 7 goals, 7.
5 points the difference too, Hop.
Well, 5
Strategic kick, perhaps.
He just decided, I'm not going to kick too much. There's no one there. And he's gone the short one, and it's... Oh, grazed the post.
Grazed.
Well, I'd like to, if we had umpire cam on that... the grey matter of that umpire. It was beautiful work there as coming in Taylor. They certainly need the goal now as Tasmania are going forward. It's deep into the time, goes over the back towards Robinson, who takes the mark. He's only 10 metres out, and I reckon he's a fair chance to take that one. Costello, he needs to get a little bit wider just so he can get the handball. No one will go to him, just get over towards the left. So it is Robinson now with only 2.5 minutes left, and he is going to have a shot on goal. 14 metres out, now 15, and could be 16, as Christou has tried to gain some momentum and meterage. It is Robinson. He goes back. He doesn't fall for the old card trick that the big man Fevola did, and Robinson has rammed that one home, and he has got the Tassie team back in front, Stoney.
Yeah, Fevola could rue the miss of that last quarter, and I'll tell you what, as you said, with only about 2 minutes to go, there's old Jungle across the road in his trumpet and his drum, and he's been here all day. Great steward of Tasmanian football, the old trumpet blower over there. But it's going to be a classic last couple of minutes.
Well, there you can see, normally at the football, you see those young ladies who would be rugged up in their padded jackets, but not today here in Tasmania. It is an important ball for the Big V to win. As they're over the ball, the umpire's called for it. 1.5 minutes left to go. So they've just got to put some numbers behind the ball as it is in the centre of the ground. McLean does a manful job to try and get it. DiMartina goes forward and backing back, taking a very timely mark there is Taylor. Taylor comes out wide. Oh, chipping in there. That was
Beams.
Millimetre perfect as Beams takes that one. Going up towards Robinson.
The frog.
And takes a great mark. And this just could be the steadier that they need, Tubes.
Brendon Fevola is very much looking up at the scoreboard here. He knows what he's got to do, but he just needs to get that feed. But as you say, this could be a sealer for the Tassie boys.
You're right, man. Cometh the man, cometh the hour.
All right, so Robinson kicks it deep into the forward line, and a lovely spoil there by Smith puts it through for the minor score. They've really got to get a wriggle on now as they get the handball across to Christou.
Watch for the barrel.
Hop, watch this, Hop. Tubes.
Christou goes the big bomb. They need a mark and carry, but Holland spoils the party and takes the mark, and they're trying to settle this one down as he goes out wide towards Hudson. And Hudson now looking inboard. He'll just take his time, I would have thought now, Tubes.
Yeah, eight seconds to go or whatever it is, but we've got time on, haven't we, boys? So
We may have.
yeah.
Hudson, he goes the long kick. It's in the area that they don't need it. It's out wide, and it could be out of bounds on the full.
No, throw in, I think, lads.
Just touched before it went out. So it's getting very, very close.
Watch for Costello. Watch for Costello.
Yeah, well, he's the go-to man. Oh, the siren has gone.
2 points again.
2 points.
2 points again. Unbelievable stuff, Hoppy.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a crackerjack game as Tasmania has come away with the victory. So you can see Coach Peter Hudson, he'll be absolute thrilled that they got away with it. Fevola was fantastic for the Big V. He took 7 points, but let's go to our victors. Holland got a single, Minton Goddell got a couple, Timmy Hazel got a couple, Hudson got a single, Beams got 3, Shepherd got 1, and it was Russell Robinson with 6. For Victoria, Karras got a single, Liberatore I thought we had a crackerjack game, got a couple, Danaher got the single, Modra, he got 5, Winter got 1, and then it was Fevola who got 7. So, Tubes, who is your man of the match?
Well, it'll be very difficult to go past, even though he was in a losing side. Liberatore played very well. Brendon Fevola kicked 7 goals, 7. If he had kicked a bit straighter, we would have had an absolute champion there and a no-nonsense winner for the medal. But I can't tell you in the middle for the Tassie boys. Perhaps Adrian Fletcher. You know, he got a lot of the ball early. Tim Hazel played well. Ben Beam's very active in that last quarter, thanks to yours truly, Tubes Taylor, getting him out there. But it's just a great moment, isn't it, boys? Just to see these old guys doing it for charity, for muscular dystrophy, and all the sponsors on board and all that sort of stuff. It's great for the community.
Just Hop, for me, the winners, the public of Tasmania, for supporting the day today and just getting along to the ground and supporting on what is a great day. And I even seen one of the, as the supporters walk out the gate, Will Hodgman here from parliamentary circles, and great to see Will supporting the game. It was great to see him here and his family, and well done to all the players. I thought it was a great game.
He was out where all should dads and their young kiddies be, having a kick on the Hello Turf at 3/4 time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed the coverage, and it is Tasmania that have relived the rivalry and won. As you can see, Footy is the winner. They went out there for 100 minutes and they put their bodies and their reputations on the line. And it is Tasmania with a close, hard fought victory. So that is all as we wrap it up here from North Hobart Oval. Reiterating, it is Tasmania, the map, on 119 to Victoria, the Big V, 117. What a great game. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage here from Duff TV. So we'll all just sign off and hope you've enjoyed the coverage.